I wish I could rub Wisa's head with lotion and just kiss it.
In goes the cross. Desabre attempting it. It's in. DR Congo have scored in the World Cup for the very first time. History for Johan Wissa.
When Wisa headed home the equalizer against Portugal, he didn't run to the corner flag or slide across the grass. Instead, he sprinted straight towards the bench. Within seconds, the entire team broke into the fimbu, a traditional Congolese dance. Even the supporters were doing the dance, as the stadium erupted. After waiting for more than half a century to return to the World Cup, they were watching their nation make history. The Democratic Republic of Congo had never scored a goal at a World Cup before. Now they had one against Portugal, one of the tournament favorites, led by Cristiano Ronaldo. And unlike Curaçao, who scored but ended up getting spanked 7-1, the Democratic Republic of Congo actually got a valuable point. Their first point in World Cup history. At 1-0 down, it looked like the Democratic Republic of Congo could be in for a very long afternoon. In the past, a goal that early might have caused the team to fall apart. But this side is different. Under Desabre, the Leopards have built a reputation for staying calm under pressure. And that's exactly what we saw against Portugal. Instead of chasing the game recklessly, they stuck to their plan. Sitting in a very nice, compact 5-3-2, they closed the spaces through the middle and forced Portugal to move the ball from side to side without creating any real chances. You know, all foreplay, no penetration.
So where is the forward penetrative pass? There wasn't one. So that's why they pass it and they have 75% possession with no penetration.
They didn't even need a plan for CR7, he just stopped himself on his own.
Have you worked on a special plan to try and contain Ronaldo?
To be honest, not really, because we know that he isn't the same as before. He's a bit older now.
You think you can do what I do? Do it.
Because everyone wants to be Cristiano, but I give you the map. You think you will do it, that?
Nobody can do what I do.
Vitinha had a high pass and completion rate, but he spent more time adjusting his headband than actually going forward. DR Congo never allowed them to find dangerous spaces between the lines. The defensive block remained so disciplined, the gap stayed small, and every attack became increasingly frustrating for the Portuguese. By the end of the match, Portugal had managed just one shot on target. As Portugal grew more frustrated, the Democratic Republic of Congo only got stronger. Every successful tackle, interception, and clearance gave the team more belief.
It allowed Congo, and they did defend well. You're absolutely right. They defended with the back five. They had high line up the pitch. Nobody made runs in behind.
Whenever they won the ball back, they looked to break quickly, attacking the space left behind by Portugal's defenders.
You can't say that the Congo just sat back and defended in
They didn't. No, we're saying they had a five, but they were squeezing up the field.
After 52 years away from the World Cup, the Democratic Republic of Congo had returned with confidence. Against a team that many consider a genuine contender for the trophy, they look completely at home.
Teams used to come here from those regions and just be happy to be here and take part, but I think even Darren Fletcher mentioned in the commentary that there's no inferiority anymore.
Now, as fun as it is to make fun of Portugal and Portuguese homelander up front, we have to give a lot of respect to the Democratic Republic of Congo. And when you look at their history and their journey to get to the World Cup, you'll realize they're actually a very good side. They had proven they could compete with the world's best. They earned their place by surviving one of the toughest qualification paths in African football. Drawn alongside the powerhouse Senegal, the Leopards put together an impressive record of 7 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. They scored 15 goals, conceded just 6, and finished with 22 points to reach the playoff rounds. First came Cameroon. DR Congo matched them punch for punch. The goalkeeper, Lionel Mpasi, made several key saves, while the backline refused to give Cameroon any clear-cut chances. Just when it looked like the match was going to go to extra time, the captain, Chancel Mbemba, popped up in stoppage time to score the winner and send his country through. Then came an even tougher challenge, Nigeria. The match finished level after 120 exhausting minutes, meaning qualification would be decided by pens. Under immense pressure, the Democratic Republic of Congo held their nerve. The Leopards ended up winning the shootout 4-3 to move one step closer to the World Cup. But one final obstacle remained. Facing Jamaica in their Interconfederation playoff, the Democratic Republic of Congo found themselves locked into another tight defensive battle. Once again, though, they refused to break. Deep into extra time, former Manchester United defender Axel Tuanzebe bundled home the winning goal to secure a 1-0 win.
Sneaks through, it's in! Axel Tuanzebe is broken through for DR Congo. 1-0 in extra extra time.
With that goal, the dream became reality. After decades of waiting, the Democratic Republic of Congo had officially qualified for their first World Cup since 1974. Looking back now, it's no surprise that they went toe-to-toe with the Portuguese. This is a team that had spent the last 2 years winning pressure-filled matches and proving itself against some of Africa's biggest footballing nations. A huge part of their rise can be traced back to one man, Sébastien Desabre. Since taking charge in 2022, the French manager has completely transformed the national team. Having coached across Africa for years, Desabre arrived with plenty of experience and a clear understanding of what the Democratic Republic of Congo needed to succeed. The country had never lacked talent. What it lacked was consistency, organization, and a clear identity. Desabre set out to change that. Known by supporters as Papa Seba, he has built a reputation for being calm, detail-oriented, and highly respected by his players. I mean, the guy focuses on every aspect of the team, from tactical discipline on the pitch to creating a strong culture off of it. His biggest change came in the way that the Democratic Republic of Congo plays. Instead of relying on an open and unpredictable attacking style, Desabre introduced a much more organized approach. Whether they line up in a compact 4-1-4-1 or a more defensive 5-3-2 shape like what we saw against Portugal, the goal is always the same. They want to stay organized, defend together, and then destroy teams on the counter. It may not always be flashy, but it's incredibly effective. Under Desabre, DR Congo has become one of the toughest teams in Africa to beat. The players know their roles, they trust the system, and they work relentlessly for each other. That defensive discipline was on full display against Portugal. So while the football world focused on Ronaldo and Portugal's struggles, those who have followed the Democratic Republic of Congo have researched about them. They wouldn't have been that surprised, because what happened in Houston was simply another example of a team executing its manager's game plan perfectly. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this World Cup content, you're gonna love dark web football on my website, pettalksports.com. It's where I post exclusive football content and stories that never make it into my YouTube video. If you become a member, we even ship you a free jersey every few months. Check it out below. On top of a great manager, they have a lot of talented players on this team as well. Leading the line is Wissa, the man who scored the fantastic equalizer against the Portuguese. His journey is quite remarkable. After rising through French football and becoming a Premier League star with Brentford, he earned a big money move to Newcastle in 2025.
It was a big price tag for someone at 29 years old. Is that for you, do you feel the pressure because of that? Is that something that bothers you at all?
No, because it's not on me. It's just a privilege. I just take this as a privilege.
But his story goes far beyond football. In 2021, while playing for Lorient, Wissa suffered a horrific acid attack that nearly left him blind. Many people would have never recovered from such a traumatic experience. Instead, Wissa fought his way back, reached the Premier League, and eventually became one of DR Congo's most important players. His goal against Portugal was just the latest chapter in an already incredible comeback story. Behind him stands the captain and leader of the team, Chancel Mbemba. This guy, by the way, has the sickest nickname I've ever seen, the Minister of Defense. Mbemba is the heart and soul of this squad. With more than 100 international appearances, he brings so much experience, leadership, and composure to the back line. Against Portugal, he helped organize the defense and was crucial to limiting the influence of Ronaldo and the rest of the Portuguese attack. Alongside him is another familiar name, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who adds another level of quality to the team. After representing England at youth level and briefly being involved with the senior setup, Wan-Bissaka eventually chose to represent the country of his family's heritage. Since joining the Democratic Republic of Congo, his elite 1v1 defending has completely transformed the right side of this team. Against Portugal, he produced exactly the kind of performances that made him famous in the Premier League. I mean, he put Leao in his back pocket. In midfield, the balance comes from two players that are willing to do the dirty work. Teenager Ngalael Mukau has quickly emerged as one of the brightest young talents in the squad. He's calm under pressure and intelligent defensively, looking so comfortable at the international level already despite his age. Alongside him is Samuel Mutusami, the engine of the team. You're not gonna see this guy grab the headlines or get a ton of goals and assists, but his work without the ball is super valuable. He covers so much ground, wins possession, and keeps the team organized whenever they are under pressure. Together, these players perfectly represent why the Democratic Republic of Congo are such a dangerous side. They may not have the biggest stars in the tournament, but they have a lot of quality players that play all over Europe. More importantly, they have players willing to sacrifice for each other.
Les joueurs, c'est ceux qui nous ont soutenus. Les héros, c'est également. On est extrêmement fiers pour toute une génération qui n'a pas pu voir son équipe nationale en Coupe du Monde et qui va la voir. Ça fait 50 ans, donc ouais, c'est important ces moments de communion, de joie. Nous, voilà, les joueurs savent qu'on est les ambassadeurs du pays et on est très fiers de montrer une belle image du Congo parce que le pays le mérite.
They have come a long way since their only previous World Cup appearance back in 1974. Back then, the country competed under the name Zaire and became the first sub-Saharan African nation ever to qualify for a World Cup. It should have been one of the greatest moments in African football history. Instead, it became a nightmare. At the time, Zaire was ruled by dictator Mobutu Sese Seko, who heavily invested in the national team as a way to boost his image and promote the country on the world stage. The plan initially worked. They won multiple Africa Cup of Nations titles and qualified for the World Cup after defeating Morocco. The players were celebrated as national heroes, but everything changed when they arrived in West Germany. After their opening match, the squad discovered that the qualification bonuses they had been promised had disappeared. Corrupt officials had allegedly pocketed the money, leaving the players feeling betrayed and abandoned. The situation became so serious that the players reportedly considered refusing to play their next match. Eventually, they took the field, but the damage had already been done. What followed was one of the darkest results in World Cup history. Zaire suffered a crushing 9-0 defeat to Yugoslavia, a result that still stands as one of the tournament's heaviest losses. Things only got worse after that. Before their final match against Brazil, the players were allegedly warned that another heavy defeat could have serious consequences when they return home. That's what makes one of the most famous moments in World Cup history so misunderstood. Late in the match against Brazil, defender Mwepu Ilunga ran out of the defensive wall and blasted the ball away before a Brazilian free kick could be taken. For years, the clip was mocked around the world as proof that African teams didn't understand the rules. The reality was completely different. Ilunga knew exactly what he was doing. Years later, he explained that he was trying to waste time and do everything possible to stop Brazil from scoring again. The players were desperately trying to avoid another humiliating scoreline. When the tournament ended, Zaire returned home with their reputation damaged, despite the fact that many of the problems had little to do with football. Fast forward more than 50 years, and the contrast could not be bigger. Today, the Democratic Republic of Congo is a completely different story. The players operate in a professional environment. The squad is united. The coaching staff has built a clear tactical identity. And instead of being remembered for chaos and controversy, this generation is creating memories for all the right reasons. By drawing with Portugal, scoring the country's first ever World Cup goal, and earning its first ever World Cup point, this team has already rewritten history. The ghosts of 1974 haven't been forgotten, but for the first time in a very long time, they no longer define Congolese football. This generation is writing its own story. Now, the World Cup is filled with these underdog stories. To see another one, check out this video right here.